is the Audi home. 1100 South Hamilton, Chicago, Illinois, Cook County. Juvinile detention center. The 5th floor was for the younger kids. The 3rd floor was for all those. There's 3 floors of cells. All those are cells. Each window is a cell. But those windows right there are about 8 or 9 foot above. I'm gonna put my camera down. Are about 8 or 9 feet above ground floor. I mean, your cell is about 13 feet high or some bullshit, 12 maybe, and you can't see out the window is my point. The 3rd floor was for kids whose parents just dropped them off, or wards of the state, etc., etc. And they were kept in jail cells, just like we were on the 4th floor. The 4th floor was for big kids. 5th floor was for non-violent, like, more like, I think 14 to 16, 14 to 15. Yeah, they have females. I forgot, I think they were maroon, but I think boys in my age group, or the older boys, we wore a blue owl. There's that owl again. We all wore an owl on us. You know that? Remember with the Bohemian Grove owl?
Yeah. Drake
with his stupid ass OVO brand? Anyway, the owl, Moloch. We all had owls on our shirts. And 5th floor was green shirts. 4th floor was my shirts. And then 3rd floor were the young kids, like little babies and shit. And I was there on September 11th. I was in that building over there on September 11th, and all the staff left. They just all took off, and they didn't lock none of the doors. So the whole floor, on the 4th floor, we were on 4G at the time. 4G was the division where you got sent for getting into fights. They had sent me there from like 4A or something, because I got into a fight with this Mexican. And look, it's got a pyramid on top of it as well. See that glass pyramid? Kind of like the Louvre over there in France. The art museum, the Louvre. The Louvre, how you say this shit? Yeah, but it's weird. They got a pyramid, of course. That's on top of the. Okay, this is all the cells. That's all administration. All these right here to my right is cells. It's a hollow building from the 3rd story up. Meaning, when you get in them cells and you look towards the center, it's hollowed out. From the 3rd story, it's a concrete field.
A handicap, like fucking.
That's administration right there. I'll show you where the boy jumped out the window. He broke his leg. I'll show you that before I get pulled over. When I was in there, a boy jumped out the window because the school is right over here. It's not really a school. They just take you down an elevator, because we're all treated like maximum risk, because if somebody gets away, it's a fucking lawsuit. So it's built like a maximum security penitentiary. That 2nd floor there with the big windows, that's the school. And the boy had jumped out that window and broke his leg down in this pit here. They built a pit down there because they wanted it to be deeper, so you couldn't jump out the window and not break your leg, and he fell down in that pit. Broke his shit. But there's lots of stories I could tell you about being in there, the many vicious fights. On 9/11, I got into a chair fight, arguing with a boy named Booker over whether or not the planes on TV hitting the towers was real. And I'm like, bro, I think that's real. And he told me shut the fuck up, and I didn't appreciate it. I said something back to him, and it was over with. We just started boxing and shit in the back of the deck. And they hadn't really put the jail back together yet. Like, all the staff was like, they had to call like CPD or sheriffs in, because all the regular staff just left for some reason. I don't know, but they left all the doors open. And the craziest part about it was how I described the Audi home. From the inside, it's all glass, and it faces a concrete, like, it's the shape of an O. And inside that O that you face the inner walls to is other glass cells. And when you walk around to the elevators to go to school, you have to pass up other decks. And when you pass up other decks, they have glass. And you can look in there, so everybody's talking shit through these glass.